So the course is following the AQA curriculum, so I'd recommend that you take some time having a look at the AQA specification and just familiarising yourself with it, particularly some of the grammar components which they're really wanting you to focus on for A-level standard. The AQA core content is really divided into 4 different areas. So you've got social issues and trends, political and artistic culture, grammar, and then there's the option to study one particular film and then one literary text, and that's divided in year 12 and in year 13. It's a 2-year course, and all of those particular topics, they're taught throughout the 2 years, so it's not a case of you're just going to look at social issues and then move on to the next one. It's taught throughout. How it's delivered in terms of an examination perspective is with those 4 particular content pieces, they then have an impact on all 3 papers. So you'll have a 2.5-hour listening, reading and writing exam. That will be 50% of your overall A-level. There'll be a writing examination which will be 2 hours in length. That's 20% of your A-level, and then a speaking oral exam. It's about 20 to 23 minutes in total, and that's 30% of your overall A-level. So let's go through each particular component, and you can find this on the AQA specification if you want to have a bit more of a look at it. So you'll first look at social issues and trends that really are big questions in society in France at the moment. So you'll be looking at family, the cyber society, voluntary work, multiculturalism, life of the marginalised, and the law. And if you want to get ahead and do some research, a little hint perhaps you could look at is you could look at the World Cup winning squad of France in 2018. There was quite a lot of reading and writing that you can have a look at, which is based on that squad and how really it showcases the multiculturalism prevalent in French society today. There was also similar articles for the 1998 World Cup winning squad. So if you want to do a bit of reading on that, you can find plenty of French articles that talked about modern France in that particular way. You'll also have a look at the political and artistic culture that's in France, so you'll look at the history and the heritage of France, so you might want to do some general reading about key topics like the French Revolution, for example, the Napoleonic Wars, the influence of figures such as Charles de Gaulle and Mitterrand in the 20th century. You'll look at contemporary francophone music. You'll be looking at cinema as well. So a good example would be The Class, which you can watch, and obviously you should be watching that in French. Looking at teenagers, the right to vote, political commitments, politics at the moment. So who are the key political players in French politics right now? You might not agree with many of them, but it's important to know figures like Macron and Marine Le Pen. You need to have a basic grounding about what their belief system is. And another one which is very prevalent in French society, it's one of those classic cliches about French society in the 21st and 20th century, is about strikes and demonstrations, and you might want to have a bit more of a grounding before you go into your A-level studies about why there are so many strikes in France. With paper 1 and breaking that down, section A will be about listening and writing, and will be responding to spoken passages from a range of contexts from the 2 themes that we've talked about just there. Section B is reading and writing, so you'll be reading and responding to a variety of texts from the themes. You'll have a translation as well from French to English and translation from English to French, and you won't have a dictionary available for that. Paper 2, we're mainly focusing on the A-level examination, so there's 2 essays there, about 300 words each, and they'll either be on 2 literary texts or 1 literary text and a film, and you're expected to structure your own essay, so you'll have practice with that with Mr. Beck as well. Paper 3 is your oral examination, and you'll have to give a short presentation on a subject of your own choice that you've researched during the course, and then that's followed by a discussion based on that particular subject. Now, the discussion of the sub-theme is probably going to be about 5 minutes, and the presentation itself and the discussion of the individual research project is about 12 minutes in total. So it's something that you'll develop throughout the course, and obviously you would have prepared for similar sorts of exercises for your GCSE studies. So the department, as I've already alluded to, is led by Mr. Back, who will be your teacher at A-level. Because the class sizes are relatively small, that means that there's plenty of time for extra support. Mr. Back has a wealth of experience in supporting students for work experience abroad, and because there's usually small class sizes and there's one teacher present, there's a very much a sense of comfortability in the classrooms, and students are encouraged to engage and seek out Mr. Back for further conversations in French. Mr. Back is a native French speaker as well, hailing from Canada. Results-wise, the department has always had strong results, and that's particularly impressive considering that it's a very small group that we usually have doing French. So A star to see in French, 100% in 2016, 75% in 2017, 2018 100%, and 75% in 2019. You can see as well that I've put some figures in German there as well, because obviously the course for AQA German is essentially the same as the French course, so hopefully you'll find that reassuring.